Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. Today we're going to be working with Three Gals, Three Sketches, and my counterparts that I'm sharing this hop with. They are Teresa from For the Love of Paper Crafting and Jenny with Scrapping with Jenny K. Their channels are going to be linked down below. And what we do, the premise of this hop, is we take the same three prompts, sketches, or we often use Freaky Fast formula from the scrap room. And we go through our space and we decide on a theme or a season or whatever. Then we figure out if we have a collection that's the same. This month, or for this quarter, we elected to do Heritage, and the name of the collection is Heritage by Maggie Holmes. That is the collection that we decided to use. And I will show you the prompts. This is the sketch that was selected by Jenny K. It's a Laura Whitaker sketch. This is the Freaky Fast formula from the Scrap Room blog that was selected by Teresa. And this is the sketch that I chose that was designed by Susan Stringfellow. So we're going to be working with these prompts to create our layouts. Let's look to see what I have to play with. I have a pack of ephemera pieces. These are the designs. I have this sticker book. There's 8 sheets, and these are the designs that I can play with. Oh, I have 2 of those. I have a 6x12 sticker sheet. And these are the designs. These are the 3 photos that I have selected to play with, and I will talk more about those as we get into the layouts. I had a paper pad that I had torn down and some of the double-sided paper. So we'll go through and look at these. This is from the paper pad. So in the beginning, it's going to be paper pad that didn't have anything else to go with it. Like I didn't buy a single sheet to go with it. Very fun. So this is a vertical chevron. This is a large chevron. And I don't know if this pin mark, did I do that or was that in the design? I don't know. Well, here's another one here. And I'm thinking this is in the design. So it's this really graphic chevron. We have a text page. I love a good text page. This can be used in a variety, because the text is large, this can be used in a variety of ways. We have this blue and white. And then we have this large wonky dot. We have a grid. We have a family tree. We have these old vintage photos. We have the alphabet in penmanship in cursive. We have these silhouette poses. I can remember doing this when I was in the 2nd grade. We have a stripe. We have a section of a clothing pattern. We have grid. No, I'm sorry, not grid, ledger. And now starts the single pieces that I've purchased, and if I had the paper pad counterpart, then there I put those together. So I tried to organize this a little bit. So this is the single pieces that I bought, and I have 3 of those. We have these cameras and this color block. This is from the paper pad. This is from the single sheets, and look at the difference in color value. This is very, very washed out. Still makes a good like a background, but it is very washed out. And then we have 2 of these with this really bold stripe. Oh, we have 3. Sorry. We have these look like page inserts that were torn out of a book. I love this. And then this is the difference. This is the paper pad. This is the single sheet. And there's a difference in that. This is from the paper pad. And this is the single sheet. And there is a little bit of difference in the color value and saturation. And this side is the 4x6 cut aparts. And I have 3 of these. This next one is going to be a massive difference in the paper pad and the, look at that. It is completely different, and they're not even in the same saturation. I mean, it's just completely different. So this is a bright yellow, and this is a more dull gold. And they still both have their place and can be used. And I had several of these. I think I had 4 of these. I'm not mad about it because I love this color. I lean more to this color than I do the bright, which if you know me at all, you know this about me. So we have this chevron, and we have houses on this side. And I have 3 of this pattern. Oh, I missed this one. I thought I had done this. I thought I was organized, and I'm not. Isn't this a story of my life? Oh, so here's another one of this. Okay, I have chipboard to play with as well. And that is everything that I have at my disposal to play with this collection. We're going to stop here for a minute. I'm going to create my layouts, and then I'll come back and share them with you. I wanted to come back on and share what I did when I had showed the kit. So this is the next day. Excuse me. But before I went downstairs, because my house is full of people, we're having our family Christmas weekend. And I just had a few minutes yesterday to shoot a quick video. And then I thought I'm going to take a couple of minutes and get started so that when I am able to get back upstairs, I would be able to just start making each layout. So I printed out the sketches, and I have my photo ready for the sketch that I want to use it for. And I went through and picked out papers that I thought would work with this sketch and with this photo. Excuse me, got a hiccup all of a sudden. I also used these. These were sold at the Dollar Tree to hold your mask. And one of my friends suggested using these for embellishments, and it was a great idea. However, typically I have way more embellishments, but for just a few embellishments, it's great. So I went through my chipboard sheet, and I went through my packet of ephemera and divvied them up between the 3 layouts. So that's what you're seeing inside of this container. I have everything ready. On this one, I have everything ready. And finally, on this one, I have everything ready with the papers that I think that I will use. Now, will I use every single paper? Probably not. But I put in a lot of selections that give me options. And, of course, I still have my sticker book and my sticker sheet to play with. I just wanted to share that real quick before I come back and share the layouts that when they're finished. Okay, we're back. My excuse me, my battery died in the middle of recording, and then I was in the zone ready to get this done before the big dinner. Now it's days later because I had to go back to work. Anyway, we're going to get this done. So the first sketch, the first prompt that I did was the Freaky Fast formula, because I like to make sure that I get my cuts. And if you can see, as I'm doing my cuts, I check them off to make sure that they're all there. And this is how the layout turned out. It did not have this piece in the cuts. I felt like because I had picked out these two papers and it needed something to break up these colors. So I really like it. I like how that turned out. I went heavy with the chipboard on this layout. I used quite a bit. I think I ended up using like 10 pieces of chipboard on this to make this cluster here and this here, this cluster here. I did a lot of layering, and then this little cluster up here. These were part of the branding strip, these two words here. And I decided I wanted to use them in the banner because these two grid papers, that was part of the cuts. One was 1 by 2 and one was 1 by 2.5. So I honored those cuts there, and then I added those pieces in with that banner cluster. I have my journaling, which is huge. Now, on this photo, this is my dad and his cousin, Robert. And since this was taken in 2009, they have both passed away. And I wanted to make sure that I had all of that pertinent information in here in my journaling so that future generations can know who these gentlemen were. They both played music from a very, very early age. Music has been in a part of my family for my entire life. That's all we've ever known. I just kind of assumed everybody's families were musical. They're not, as I come to learn. But my family, they either play an instrument, sing, play something. So my dad and Robert both played by ear, and they were in bands together when they were young men. I know Dad went into the service. I'm not sure if Robert did or not. Their lives went in separate directions, but this was after many, many years. And they decided to get together and hang out and play music. This layout was a lot of layering. And I tried to make sure I got a lot of layering tucked in there behind the central photo. This is me. I was gap tooth. I had a missing tooth there. And my mom, I know I used to moan and groan about that. And my mom used to say it was her favorite picture because she loved little gap tooth smiles. That's what she would tell me. And I think she was trying to make me feel better. But anyway, this is my siblings and some of my siblings. I come from a family of 11. So this is just part of us. And I used more chipboard. I added in the doily, which was not part of the kit, but the sketch had a doily there, so I wanted to make sure I got that in. And I just layered. I used a 4x6 cut apart paper, and there was another collage paper that I just kept. I cut them apart, and then I just started tucking. And then I used pieces of the ephemera to use for the smaller bits, and then I tucked, so I went large down to smaller bits. And that is this layout. Once again, this photo, the central photo, has a lot of layering behind it, and so I just kept that theme. And this is part of my family again, the baby. That is me, and this is my mom and dad. And this is my family down to me. So I was number 8. I really liked how this staggered edge and then it was sewn. This one in the sketch, it shows. And when I got started layering and then adding in my embellishments, I got carried away and really clustered up over on this side. So a lot of my stitching is hidden. But still, I really like how this turned out. I like this design. So that is the layouts. I'll show you what I have left. I decided to keep my leftover chipboard and ephemera in here because the chipboard's not real tacky, but it does have some tack to it, and I wanted to keep it in this. I still have a book of stickers. This is what's left of my text paper, and I felt like I would use it some more. And this is the paper that was kind of had collage details to it. This is some of the 4x6. And so these are the pieces that I felt like I would use at a later time. This is a heritage collection, and I don't do a lot of heritage layouts. So this is all my scraps right there. This is all my scraps right here. I forgot about this text paper. Okay. Now we've got a lot of 12x12 left. And dadgummit, here's more scraps. Must have had them stacked funny. Yes. So I've got quite a bit of my 12x12 left over. And I used a total of 15 pieces of paper. So I am very, very happy with that. I wanted to make sure that I honored the spirit of this and not bring anything else in except for the collection. So when I did, so this is on the ABC paper, but it left me that white border. I just tried to make sure that I used the paper that was in the collection. So I had a piece of paper here that I wasn't extremely fond of. I turned it over, but it was from a paper pad, and I used the white side as part of my layering. So that's how I got a lot of the I just bumped this with my head. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to make y'all drunk, I promise. Anyway, that's it. That is what I have done for 3 gals and 3 sketches for this quarter. We will pick another collection to play with for the next quarter. Come back. Make sure you check out what Teresa and Jenny have created for the love of paper crafting and scrapping with Scrappy Jenny K. My brain just went blank. So sorry. But anyway, friends, come back and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye.